What's going on, guys? Welcome to this Tuesday evening. Our favorite time of the week is 6 p.m. Wherever you're watching, you're probably watching in the morning, you're probably watching in the afternoon, in the night, while you're about to go to bed. But welcome. Thank you guys for hopping on. We have Alex today from Pura Pesca. I've been wanting to have this guy on for a while already, but I made it happen. We made it happen. So, Alex, thank you very much for hopping on. You and your four brothers. You and your three brothers.
Three brothers. Yeah, three brothers.
So shout outs to them. They couldn't make it, but Alex is here to represent the company.
Dude,
thanks again for
we should do an episode where it's just the four of them and we hop off. I'm sure everyone will like that better anyway.
No, I know. And then they'll recognize them more than me, like I was telling you guys.
Well, Alex is the back end.
Just kind of watching.
Alex is the back
You guys all
end.
look the same. You're all big with beards.
I know, big with beards.
But
thanks for
nonetheless,
having me,
man, thank you for hopping on with us tonight. And let's get the show on the road.
Well, let's start off with what's going on, right?
Daniel, let me see your hat. Is that a Mexican? Oh, I was like, is that a Mexican Fish RX?
No, that's a red, white, and blue all-American Fish RX, Charlie.
Actually, no, it's more for the push pop or whatever, the ice cream.
No, it's red, white, and blue.
I was thinking like ice cream. There's like a bubble gum too, I think, that has those colors, right?
Thank you. Hold on. I'm pulling up the ice cream.
Reaper Slow Pitch. What is that bubblegum called?
Oh, yeah. Something Uza or some, I don't know.
Bazooka.
Oh, bubblegum though.
Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka. There you go. Yeah.
So, Daniel, we got your website up and running today?
Kind of. So
everyone go on to fishrx.com.
Yeah, and then
buy some stuff.
There you go.
So you can buy push pops on your website?
You can buy
that's his hat.
So the website is up and running. There is stuff that I still have to clean up. I think it's it's a whole process to learn. So if you're website building and all that stuff, it's a bit much.
Takes a lot.
So we're almost there. I think I have slugs and paddle tails stocked on the website right now. So that's kind of cool. So you can go. Let's figure it out. It's fish-rx.com. And then you can start, getting some stuff right there. Hopefully by the end of the week, I'll have more items loaded. But
can't get paddle tails. I already bought them all.
You probably did. I actually been meaning to get you some paddle tails. You've been asking for them, and I have not been giving them to you.
So website's up to date. It's currently working on it. What's up with you, Luke? Your website's running?
Website's running. We just added Pray for Fish hoodies, and you're going to probably the next couple days get 2 Waters hoodies added and LA Fingers hoodies. So that's all going on. And then coming up, I believe it's December 6th, we have the toy drive, the Salty Bastards toy drive.
Yeah, I actually just got
Salty Bastards Waterman's Collective.
So
that'd be cool. Hey, Alex, if you guys are interested in doing a toy drive, you could actually reach out to Jeff and see if you guys are interested in doing that.
We're all about that stuff, man. We're all about being in the community, helping out how we can,
Toy drive / concert. I believe Lake Dub's going to be playing. And there's a second band. For the life of me, I can't remember who the band is. Maybe Daniel could look it up real quick. Normally the events start earlier and end in the afternoon. I believe this is going to start a little later, and we'll have more accurate information next episode. But it's going to start later and go into the evening. So it's going to be because it's a concert. It's going to be a little different than the normal.
So it's going to be more like it's going to be a toy drive, like pop up, right? Like you get to bring your right. It's like a pop up toy drive.
I don't think it's a pop up.
Like a toy drive where you're going to be able to buy stuff as well.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to buy stuff as well. You show up, bring your toy. That's the entry fee. You can buy stuff, and then there's also a concert.
All right.
And then I think 2 weeks after that we have Tackle Express toy drive.
Yep.
So we got a couple toy drives coming up in December, and then I think that's it for
you guys hear me?
local events.
Yeah, we hear you. Do you have anything going on, Alex? Do you guys have anything going on coming up? Oh, he froze, I think.
And then,
Spotty Hunter with the
here's the
first
information
comment.
real quick
Thank you, Daniel.
for all that. We'll keep it up for like a second, or you can pause it too. There's that. But you guys can always find out or reach out. Yeah, here we go.
I'm back. I have my phone on D&D, but somehow I still got a phone call right now.
It happens.
There we go.
All right, so we ready
So
to
big
start
shout
the
out to
actual
Spotty
show?
Hunter. First comment.
So I first met you guys in Ventura. I mean, I'd seen you before, but I first officially met you in Ventura, and that was the first time I had sold T-shirts. We weren't even bait slingers yet. We were still going under the name Artemis because that's my charters.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember telling Charlie, I said, I've always liked the Pure Pesca stuff. I just walked up and took a really good look at their booth, and I need to change what I'm doing. Right? Legit. Like I looked at what I was doing, and I was pretty happy with what I was doing. And I looked at what you guys were doing, and I went, you know what? I can do better. And not better than you. I could do better than I'm currently doing, and it was inspired
you personally.
Yeah, like look at what they're doing. I could be doing better right now. I need to be working harder because I'm not doing what they're doing.
Yeah, that's actually been something that a lot of people have commented on, where whether it was Ventura or your PCS or the hall shows, people always compliment the way that our layout and booth looks. They're like, oh man, like your guys' booth looks really cool. This and that. I was, oh, that's kind of cool. And we didn't really put too much thought into it, because really all we're doing is using 10x10 backdrops. It's just a printed graphic, and that's it. I think it wasn't until this last Costa Mesa show where I was like, I got to change it and make it a little bit different. So I ended up, makeshifting some like grid walls that were hanging up, and we were able to put mannequins and all that. That looked great. So I'm gonna.
By the way, I wasn't talking about your booth layout. I was talking about your guys' artwork. Like it was.
Gotcha.
I need to go home and start drawing some more because these guys are smoking.
Dude, you guys stepped up your game hardcore.
Yeah, we had to, man. We had to big time. So, kind of going back to the beginning stages of when it was just an idea. We never thought we were going to get to where we are right now. It was just a hobby. It was just very easy. Get a picture of a fish and put your name on it, which was, very unoriginal, because there's obviously big companies, that are doing that already, and kind of, they own that lane. So, at the end of the day, it was kind of lame for us to be, to do that. And one thing that I would do back in the day is I was all ears and eyes on feedback and criticism that we would get. So people were watching us, we were having a couple people hit us up and make purchases here and there, but we had more people kind of just watching what we were doing. And I would notice that because we would get a wave of interactions of people saying like, oh, this design sucks. Oh, very unoriginal, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, we got to change it. We got to change it. We've got to do something different. So I just thought about, kind of incorporating, who we are. We're a Mexican-American family. My parents are both from Mexico. We grew up with culture, with the heritage and all that stuff. And we started fishing at a very young age. And I was just like, let's implement that and make that the brand, because at least until now, I want to say, there really wasn't anybody doing that. Kind of having that culture fishing infused, concept or model. And we started doing that, dude. And oh man, it was such an overwhelming response that we got. So we had never really done big shows until Bart Hall 2 years ago. We were signed up for the one that was, I think it was supposed to happen like during COVID or right after COVID, something like that. When, all these vendors got effed over, something happened on the back end, they pulled the plug and a bunch of people lost money and all that stuff. So, dude, we were stacked with product, man. We had so much product ready to go. It was our first show. I didn't know if we were underprepared, if we were overprepared, or what it was. Nervous, cold, sweaty hands, and like, let's do it. And then the day before, it's supposed to be set up. It's the show's canceled, and we're like, shit, what are we gonna do now? But that was a blessing in disguise, because we ended up running a not so hall show online discount or something like that. And dude, like we were wiped out in 1 week on doing that online sale. So nice. This is cool, yeah. So. And then we ended up running, I don't remember if we already had that Baja Blues design or not at that time, but That I don't know if you guys have seen the Baja Blues. It's
Oh, we've
basically a
seen
Yeah.
skeleton holding the stand up. You know, it's a tololoche in you know in our you know regional Mexican culture. It's basically a stand up base. So it's the guy with the sarape holding the tuna. Called it Baja Blues, and dude, that just
That's
took
sick.
off for us. It
That
was
is
so
cool
crazy.
though, man. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think to this day that and there's another design that the one that we were talking about, it was being duplicated by someone else. The Pescadores del Pacifico. I think you know they've been up and running for 5+ years, and they're still our two strongest sellers. Those
Did
two
you
Well,
guys
you
designs.
know,
grow up? Did you guys grow up going to Mexico fishing? Did you guys fish in Mexico
No,
like growing up?
no. Actually, we grew up fishing Long Beach a lot, man. We used to fish the Long Beach jetty or the pier. My dad used to work a 4/10 schedule, so you know Fridays it was either an early day or he didn't work on Fridays, and we always used to hit the pier
mhm.
or the jetty. We used to actually have sleepovers on the jetty. I don't
That's
even know if
dope.
that's allowed anymore, but dude, I mean,
Probably wasn't
you're
even allowed back then.
yeah, it probably wasn't even allowed. Yeah, I mean, even now, dude, we were out hooping last week, and it was like 10 p.m. There's people still fishing off the jetty, like at the very point. I'm like, dude, I don't think you're
Mhm.
supposed to be doing that, you know.
Dude,
But and you know,
we used to spend all night on the piers. You know, that was a cheap way to potentially hook into something big as a, you know, as like a kid, and
yeah,
also have a good time with not being too wild at the same time. I mean, we've hooked into like big sharks and big bat rays, and just also big things that you don't know. You're just holding on.
yeah, no, as a kid, it was you always look forward to Fridays. Man, telling it was fishing Fridays. We head down there maybe like 10, 11 in
That's
the morning,
dope.
and then just stay there all night. I remember, so there's a 7-year gap between me and my like next youngest brother. And I remember walking, you know, those big boulders on the jetty, and my mom being pregnant with my younger brother and still holding my little brother's hand. But
Which
here we
jetty?
are, Seal Beach, Long
Okay.
Beach, yeah, off of Ocean. But yeah, dude, it was really good time. So since young, man, my dad kind of pumped that into our blood, and it stuck with us. Mexico is a little bit different, man. We started, you know, visiting my parents' hometown. I would say like back in '06, and it kind of continued steadily, where we go two to three
What is
times
their
a year now.
hometown?
It's in Jalisco, so it's in the northern state of Jalisco, about I would say an hour and a half, 2 hours north of Guadalajara.
Mhm.
Both parents are from Jalisco. The fishing out there is crazy, man. They use actual nets. You know what I mean? There's no hook and line or any of that stuff. So it's
Yeah,
just
Mhm.
straight up throwing nets and catching carp and you know and catfish and things like that. But
Oh,
yeah, I
so
think
it's like a
most of our
freshwater area.
yeah, it's definitely a freshwater area. Uh, I mean, you have Puerto Vallarta and all that stuff, but that's, you know, way on the coastline. But yeah, man, that's kind of how we got introduced to the whole fishing game, which I don't regret, man. Don't regret.
nah,
Yeah.
don't regret it at all. No, I. It's funny that you say that because me and my wife went out to not San Pedro, Palos Verdes,
Okay.
Palos Verdes, Palos Verdes. I'm not gonna say Palos Verdes,
Yeah.
Palos Verdes, and we're walking the rocks, and I'm like, why you know, she's like not keeping up, and I was like, I thought you and your pops used to come to the rocks. She's like, yeah, I was a little kid when I was coming to these rocks. I
Yeah.
didn't care to fall, you know.
I know, dude. Nowadays, you walk them, you're huffing and puffing, dude. You're like, fuck, I can't believe I
And
used
it's
to
not
walk
even
this as
that.
a
Like you're
kid.
thinking about like, what if I fall? What if I trip? You know, when
That's
you're a kid,
crazy.
you're not. That's the least of your worries.
Yeah.
But pretty cool. Nah, man. One of your, I think this was to, if I'm not mistaken, it was 4 years ago. One of the first designs that you had said, and I think I told you at Tackle Meet, it was Pura Pinche Pesca.
Pura Pinche
And when
Pesca,
I
man.
saw that, dude, yeah, it was like a little skull in the middle, and then it said Pura Pinche
Very
Pesca.
simple. Very simple. Yeah. Dude, it's funny. The
And
story on that was we were, dude, we used to charter boats like before it was a cool thing to do. You know what I mean? I want to say like 12 years ago. My brother's the one that started. My older brother started chartering boats. We used to do the Triton and the Gale Force a lot out of
Mhm.
LA Harbor. And we're like, hey man, let's
I've
start
done both
chartering.
those quite a few times.
I love those boats, man. I love those boats. We ended up chartering the Tribute down out of Seaford, and then we got a little group together. And then that's when, you know, the brand was already kind of, well, the idea of having the brand kind of started becoming a thing and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
we put our first, you know, company charter together, and then we met Chris. Chris ended up fishing with us a few times, and we were all having a good time. We were catching, I believe it was yellowfin at the time. And everybody's having a good time. We're drinking this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then he's on the deck and he just yells, Pura Pinches Pesca. And then I turn around and I was just like,
I like that.
I was like, dude, I like that. And to this day we talk about it. Dude, you're the one. I was like, you're the one who fucking said that, and I put it on there and it people, it's kind of like one of those, just very simple staple badge type logos that, kind of resonated with our brand and people identify us with that. So, we have that on sweatshirts. We have that on t-shirts. We put that on our DFP clamps that we get from Duran's. We engraved that on the back there. Dude, it's kind of funny the way something so simple turned into something a little bit greater. It's pretty cool.
So
dude.
We got a question from Steve Cachadorian, who's been a big longtime supporter of ours, by the way. Shout outs to Steve. How do you guys feel about the vibe driving down in Baja right now?
Look, I've been down to Baja since last year. I want to say maybe like 14 times.
Damn.
Yeah, and probably more.
Dude, you get the bug, huh?
Dude, Bay of LA, man. I got the Bay of LA flu, and it was game over, man. I went to Bay of LA 6 times last year, and I think 6 times this year.
When was the last time you went?
The last time I went down
yesterday
to Bay of LA was
he got back yesterday.
You know what's funny is that we me and the buddies got together this past weekend, and we're thinking about possibly going to Bay of LA this upcoming week. And I was just like, oh damn, I really want to go,
that's what I'm talking about.
It's just like, nah, right now, no. We'll wait till next year.
Yeah, I just got back like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, I heard and I seen that when you were talking about going, the pre-plan and all that good stuff. I don't know if you guys have been up there, man, but you guys got to make it down there if you can. But
we're
as far as
talking about it,
as far as the vibe down there, I mean, I've always been kind of nonchalant about it, just because, maybe because I am Mexican and kind of been to and from Mexico many times, knowing how to navigate. Never necessarily had any fear about going down there. It's always been good. The first time I went to Baja Blues, it was so unplanned. We were trying to plan. We had a plan down to Erendira, which is south of Ensenada on the Pacific side. And there was a local storm that, captain reached out and said, hey guys, don't come. We'll just, fishing is cool, but it's not that cool. Like we'll wait for another time. I was okay, cool. And our schedules were so tight, and we're like, man, we got to do something. So then we started looking at driving down to Loreto, and I didn't realize how far Loreto was on the map. I was like, holy shit, like we're not going to make it.
It's a ways past Bay of LA, isn't it?
It's way past there. I would say that
instead of turning left to Bay of LA, you turn right.
You keep on going. Yeah,
and
you keep on
going down like 2 more hours.
I mean, I've never driven down there to Loreto, but I would imagine that Bay of LA might be the halfway point, or just a little bit.
I think you drive inland, and then you go back to
right, and then you end up coming back
in. If instead of turning left and going back inland to Bay of LA, you go right towards the Pacific.
Yep, but you end up on the Pacific side.
But I think Bay of LA, once you turn left, Bay of LA is like another hour 15.
No.
I think Loreto's another couple hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the vibe, dude,
I love road trips, man.
Well, definitely when you first cross over, there's a vibe. It's a little sketchy, but there's that I don't know, when you're like an hour and a half into Mexico, there's that it's like a military stop point.
Uh-huh.
And once you get past that, it's kind of like you get a breath of fresh air, and it's just all chill after that.
Did you go through TJ or Mexicali?
Mexicali.
Okay, yeah, I would recommend if anybody going down towards that Bay of LA, Cia Cortez, go through Mexicali. It's just a lot easier. It's less traffic.
Well, which one's the other way? Which one's the other way if you're not going through Mexicali?
Well, I've never gone through TJ, but you can go through TJ.
But it's kind of like if you gotta run 2/3 down the state. Like you're like 2/3 of the way to Arizona. Might as well run through there in America.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, I kind of like the way everything's spread out. Like when you do a road trip down to Bay of LA, it's like you wake up nice and early, you go down, get to the border, stretch your legs out, fuel up again, top off.
Yeah. But I feel like definitely.
Loretto's. Oh no, I got a. There's a
Loretto,
comment
approximately
there.
6 hours from Bay of
6
LA.
hours from Bay of LA. Yeah, so that's. I mean, still ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're talking. I would say anywhere from 8 to 10 hours down to Bay of LA. So add another 6 would stop. So
so now you're talking. You might as well stay a couple days in Bay of LA
might as well.
before you
Dude.
head to Loretto.
You know how crazy Bay of LA was for me last year? I would go just to fish one day and come back. That's how hooked. That's how hooked I got on him.
Dude, I wish I could do that.
I'm
such
trying
a cool
to
drive.
do stuff like that, but these
like
two
one day
are way too weak to go with me.
Well, no, it's not
Let's
that we're
go.
too weak
Anytime
to
you
go
wanna
with
go, let me
you.
know.
It's that we're like, hey, we're going down. Let's make it a couple days.
Might as well. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Some of us don't have a couple of days. We just got to go down, fish our hearts out, and
That's what I'm
ship
saying.
back
If you have
up.
one day, make it
Oh,
count.
and send it.
I don't have PTO. These guys have PTO, and I'm the one saying let's make it a couple days.
Hey, talking about Bay of LA, and Mexico. Just want to take some time. I know we didn't know him, but condolences to Mikey's family.
Absolutely, man.
Be careful out there, guys. If you guys decide to go out and send a kayak out in the open ocean, just be prepared. There's a lot of stuff you can have to be prepared in case you want to do that. But just want to take some time, to say our condolences to the family and friends. There's a lot of stuff going around, and just be careful out there, guys. Be careful.
Yeah, much love to the community and the sport itself.
Dude, the community showed a lot of love. A lot of people didn't know him, and they sure did show a lot of love. So
yeah, I thought it was really cool
was...
of Freeman for kind of getting on the phone with them out there and keeping us on real updates, not just rumors.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It was unfortunate. It was tough, but I think definitely the fishing community will always remember him, man. He's gonna live forever for sure.
Yeah, big time. But just want to take some time to do that. And say our condolences. But all right.
Right on.
Question.
But, go for it. Who is it?
Do you have a boat?
I do have a boat. Yeah.
You guys, is it like your company? Is it a company boat or is it just you?
No. It's a personal boat. It's personal debt.
Oh, okay. Personal debt.
Yeah, it's personal debt. I have a 22-foot center console. It's a Mako. Yeah.
Nice
boat.
Definitely don't use it as much as I would like, but
normally, first of all, however you get on the water, right? But normally, I'm like, I don't know that I would want a Mako because they're a little low.
They are.
But those 22 Makos, that's where it starts moving into that sweet size. It's
not
now, so low.
The reason why I asked,
capable boat.
The reason why I asked is, have you guys ever towed it to Mexico?
No, I haven't. I've thought about it, and I mean,
dude, you don't want to tow it down that road.
Taking it down to Bay of LA sounds awesome, but again, that road, dude, we've been so close to being sideswiped with those 18-wheelers, and they're not even 18-wheelers. They're like the double ones.
Yeah,
they don't even have 3 of them hooked up. They don't got.
Dude, 3. I've seen 3.
Yeah.
When we went to Sonora, Mexico, my buddy's like, we saw 2, and he's like, wait until you see 3. Dude, that thing's like
3 of them.
we had. I thought it was really cool because you'd come up on them, and they would give you the turn signal if they wanted you to pass.
Yeah.
And they give you the hazard lights if it's not safe for you to pass. I thought
that was when you're on the road,
cool thing
they'll usually they'll throw the hazards. It could either mean, hey, it's safe to go, or hey, it's not safe to go. You kind of got to trust your judgment on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of it's kind of Mexico travel etiquette on the road. You know what I mean? Just definitely watch for those.
There's a lot more signal and road talk outside of the U.S. You see that in a lot of the world, to where it's like, hey, like you were saying, the blinker means go, flashing lights usually means no. You can say hi to people. 3 flashes means there's a cop ahead. 2 flashes means what's up. 1 flash means slow down. It's like there's a whole language when it comes to driving outside of the U.S., which is really cool and a lot of fun. Like, even when you like the other week, somebody was in like the left lane, got over, and then like let me pass, and I got back, and I flicked my hazards on as like a thank you, as like I drove by. And my wife was like, "Why'd you do that?" I was like, "Oh, just as a thank you, just like to acknowledge what they did." kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I find myself doing that here all the time. Like if there's like a big rig in front of me or whatever, and they let me pass or I let them pass, you just kind of flash your lights.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, just common courtesy there.
Yeah, the
For
other
sure.
thing is the potholes on
The
that Bay
potholes
of
are
LA
crazy.
stretch. I don't want to be bringing my boat through. Number one, I don't want to be bringing my boat through that. Number two, the charters are so affordable and the
Yeah.
captains are so good and so knowledgeable. It's almost like I'm going to go through so much more hassle to bring my boat down
Right.
than to just,
Well,
dude, you get the whole boat for what you get for the price of your spot on a charter out here.
If I
Mm.
ever did take a boat down there, I would fish at least for a week. You know what I mean? Just to make
Yeah.
it worth the while.
well,
Make
But
you
make the
need
just
a
to
trip
learn
worth
week
it.
it.
alone just to figure out all the spots. Like even though you've been fishing since down there since like 2006, there's probably still a lot that you don't know when you're
no, 100%. Yeah.
when you're captaining your own boat. Like one of the things that I like to do is I love talking to the locals where you are fishing and learning how to fish, because it's like you can only do so much within the amount of time that you're there. And
Right.
to where it's like, man, I spent one whole week just trying to find the fish, whether or not you do or you don't. And then it's like by the time you do, you're leaving out from your trip. So
One of the
I'm
things too with Bay of LA, I mean, I've only been fishing there a short amount of time, but one thing that I noticed is that the conditions change like that, like
Mhm.
literally like that. One
That's
thing
what
is
I was
wind
just
and
talking
swells.
to Charlie about.
So I mean, yeah. So hats off to the outfits on there that deal with that on a day in day out. But that's definitely a risk to take.
Hey, but that's their
Definitely
that's
doable.
their lively. They gotta adapt, right?
That's
It's
their,
that,
yeah, they
that's
have to
Well,
adapt. Yeah,
that's the other thing. Their boats are super capable. They're it's not just a 25-foot boat. They're like jumbo 25s.
yeah. They're like super sized pangas out there. They're
Yeah, they're
meant to
like
take
wide,
that
they're
water.
tall. The only thing I end up missing down there is the trolling motor.
That'd be cool. The one time
just
we were
bring
out
that.
there,
That's all you need
we
to
were
bring.
we were fishing a tournament out there, the Puro Fierro tournament.
Mhm.
so. All right, all right, continue. Go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I was interested in hearing what he had to say, Charlie.
so no, it's kind of touching on a point about conditions and all that. So there was the Bay of LA is inundated in just tourism, right? The Bay of LA, takes the next step forward based on tourism. So a lot of people go down there. There's a lot of colleges, universities, different institutions, and just fishermen and campers, and it's just full of life down there. We're fishing a tournament. We're inshore fishing for cabrilla, and then we see someone at one of the islands there in the middle, kind of waving us down. Like, what the hell? So we ended up coming up closer, and there was two kayakers that decided to go kayak for the day, and the conditions changed, and they got stuck. They
Oh.
couldn't get back. So that was on hey man, like it's. I'd rather stick with the local. I'd rather pay and take one of the local boats out there, but. Yeah, definitely condition. But just like the conditions change, man, the fishery out there is crazy, man. It is crazy.
That's why you get hooked. That's why you get hooked.
The first time we went out there, we were able to catch yellowtail, cabrilla, and snowy groupers all in the same outing in one day. That's how crazy it was. I was like, dude, this is nuts. And I always wanted to. I seen talking on forums and people talking about catching cabrilla, and I was like, I want to experience that. You know what I mean? And it's a crazy fishery, man. It's definitely awesome. Definitely an awesome fishery.
One, I will circle back around to the tournament because we want to talk about that real quick. But one of the things that's on my mind is how has the fishery changed since you started fishing it back then to now?
I don't think I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that because I've only been fishing there for 2 years. But I could tell you is
okay, my bad.
No, it's only 2 years. But in 2 years, like this season has been it's been a 360 from last year. The yellowtail bite came in at a really later part of the year. And then there was a big influx of squid that came around this year. So, I mean, you couldn't drop 80 feet before you're getting bit by squid. It was just squid was everywhere. The Humboldt squid, which was fun, dude. It was really fun to catch those. I was able to take my family out there. I took my wife and 2 kids for the Los Mattis tournament that we did, which is a separate one down there for the Bay of LA.
Oh, you guys done multiple tournaments.
This year we did 3, man, and we ended up winning 2 of them, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So there was one outing that I did. I took my kids out. Never been on a boat, man. They'd never been, and it was a full day. I was like, hey, we're gonna go fish. dude, they had so much fun. I was like, damn, I just opened up Pandora's box here. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's a good box to open.
You know, unfortunately, we weren't able to hook in a yellowtail, but we got into that Humboldt squid. They had so much fun pulling on those things, dude. I think I had more fun than them, but that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool to hook on those.
When the Dorado ran through here last time, I took my boys out, both of them, and we ended up on a trip where we limited in an hour.
Yeah.
Whole boat limits in an hour. And the boys are always like, when we go on another one of those Dorado trips, and I'm like, dude, it's not
it's
like
not
that,
every day,
you know?
right? Yeah.
But
dude, I'm so mad that I didn't get a chance to go out. I mean, I could have gone out, and I didn't take the chance. Loser.
But after going to Bay of LA, it was like, all right, dude. I think next year when my son's home from college, we're gonna do a summer trip out here with the two boys. Maybe get my pops and the two boys.
What did you guys catch on this last trip?
You know what? We had a slow trip. We had a cold front moving in. I think the cold front moved in and out during the we're headed out to LaGuardia with like thunderheads going off and stuff.
Oh wow!
Like, it was pretty gnarly. Even though it was a slow bite, we still got some good cabrillas. It was weird. It was like home guard Dorado. Like, there weren't schools. You get like a random home guard. Which I don't even know. People are probably gonna be in the comments like, Dorado don't home guard. Okay, well there were a couple solo Dorado, very.
It was like a sight cast to the Dorado that you caught, huh?
Yeah, hey, and then we got a couple yellowtail.
Drop it in the comments. I want to know.
Yeah. I want to know.
People are gonna be like, Dorado don't home guard. I'm like, fine, a lost Dorado. Use the word you want to use. But
lost
even
Dorado.
with it being a slow trip, it was an epic trip at the same time. If that makes sense.
You got the flu, huh?
Dude, just the drive. Man. I was driving down there, and we were probably 6 hours into the drive, and I was like, I already know I'm coming back.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an adventure. The drive itself is awesome.
Just the drive's cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk tournaments.
Tournaments, man. Yeah.
You did the Puro Fierro tournament.
Yeah, we did the Puro Fierro tournament, which is put together by my good friend Misael. He's a local captain down there for Fish Arm Sport Fishing. You know, so we helped him out on the brand side and, you know, getting product down there and kind of getting the voice so we can get people down there to fish this tournament.
Nice.
It was a big group, man. We ended up like the Pura Pesca, you know, team ended up having two different teams. We had Pura Pesca 1 and Pura Pesca 2. And it was a 2-day tournament, and it's obviously it's a no bait, you know, it's iron only.
Just iron.
Lures, just artificial baits. You can't use any type of live or dead bait. The fishing was tough, man, which made it more competitive, you know. And one of our groups ended up winning day 1 jackpot. So that was cool. We kind of got to pay for some expenses for that.
So, sorry, continue.
Yeah, and then the 2 other tournaments that we did this year was so I ended up becoming really good friends with one of the owners of the outfits out there, Fish Arm Sport Fishing. His name's Charles. We kind of talked about fishing this annual tournament that the state of Baja puts together. It's called the Los Mattis tournament. So it's basically a 2-leg tournament that happens every year. You fish the Pacific side and then you fish the Sea of Cortez. They were actually hosting, Bay of LA was hosting the first leg, which happened in June. Yeah, so they hosted that there in June, and then the second leg was going to be in Ensenada. So we got a pretty good team together. We got it was Misael, it was Charles's father. It was Josue from Mara Sport Fishing down in Ensenada, very reputable captain, very well known in Ensenada, and myself. We went out there, man, and it's the way that the format works. It's basically it's a top water and a bottom fish. So you not that you have to catch both, but if you catch both, you can submit both, and it's a total weight, combined weight based on both species. I don't know, there's probably like 30 something teams or something like that, and it's just 1 day of fishing. We went out there, dude, and I don't know, man, we just felt really positive about this tournament. We all kind of felt that good energy, like, dude,
that good energy.
Yeah, we're gonna win. You know, horn goes off and our boat takes off, and we literally got to the grounds, and some people were already, you know, at this one you could use bait, so they're fly lining, they're throwing irons and whatnot. And we pull up, we see some boils at a distance. We pull up, dude, I kid you not, we had 5 casts and 5 hookups immediately.
Oh, nice.
And
dude.
These are all like 20, 25 pound.
Yeah, everybody's freaking going.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was more like we're like, dude, like
Oh, like you
don't,
started-
no commotion. Yeah,
Yeah.
like hey, you like keep composed, stay in front of your line. Let's talk to each other on the boat. Make sure we don't go. We got to get these fish on top. You know.
Not
And-
sorry to interrupt. I would do so bad. I would be
That's what
screaming. I would be so excited.
We,
I
Yeah,
would be
dude.
pushing Charlie. Just like,
I'm not
Yeah, look
I'm
at-
not gonna say where, but we have a spot we used to fish where there was a no yelling rule because
Oh,
every
No
time we
yelling
got
rule.
excited, security showed up. So we were like, you get a big fish and you're like, oh, dude, guys, I'm on.
Yeah, come on, shh, don't tell nobody. So
That's
anyways,
hilarious.
we got those 5 fish up pretty quick, and you know they were all the same size. So we're like, okay, which
dude,
one? I
that's
was like,
insane.
so check this out. We're like, pull the scale line. We're like, fuck, we forgot the scale. We're like, shit, now what? You know?
Which
So we
one
ended up
feels
going.
heaviest?
Yeah, which one feels heaviest? We went to another boater that was in the competition or the tournament, and we're like, hey, can we borrow your scale? And they're like, oh, I'll have to look for it. So you could tell that they didn't want to.
Mm.
And then they're like, "Why? You guys caught some?" And we're like, "Yeah, we caught 5." So now we're kind of talking shit now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, we said, "Hey, like we got the surface category. Now we have to go get the bottom fish." And
Mhm.
obviously, black sea bass were not allowed in the tournament. So we know that we couldn't hook that up, right? So the plan was, let's go find a vaqueta, a snowy grouper. So you know, again, our captain, you know, he rolled the dice. He had found a spot that he had marked on his meter. I think like maybe 2 weeks before. He had never fished it, but he's like, dude, this looks like it's gonna hold, right? So we make the run. It was about an hour away from where we were at. We go, we drop, dude. We got so blessed with these grouper, man. It was just bite after bite, massive. I think it was like 40 pounds, maybe 40-something pound grouper. So we're like, dude, like we just felt like we had it. I honestly, dude, it was like 10 a.m. and we stopped fishing. That's how confident we got. But check this out. We ended up coming back, and then you have the whales, you know, fishing in the bay there. So over here, we're whale watching. We're not even fishing anymore. We're drinking. We started kind of celebrating a little early, and I was like, you know what, man? Like, I don't think we could do that. You know, all we need is one fish to beat us by 1 pound, and that's it. Like you lost, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know, we ended up coming in and weigh in, and you know, we took the leaderboard pretty quickly. You know, we summed up, I think it was like 60-something pounds in total. And there's another captain out there that's, you know, very, very experienced with catching these grouper, which we had already been told, like, hey, watch out for this person, because if there's anybody to keep an eye for that's going to compete with this, it's going to be this person. And as they're rolling in to the scales, he lifts up to this massive grouper, like way bigger than ours, man.
Mhm.
And I was like, fuck, that's it. You know, we lost. That's what we get for celebrating too early. Well, you know, again, it's a 2 fish. You can do a topwater fish and a bottom fish. So I think they misread the rules, and they caught their 1 fish and they thought, okay, we're done. So they only
Well, they
submitted
didn't
1
have a
fish.
top water.
They didn't have a topwater.
Oh,
But they caught topwater and they released because they thought they had it in the bag with that 1. So we would have lost that damn tournament, dude. So we ended up placing first, and you know, we won some change on that. It was a really cool experience. And so again, it was a 2-leg tournament. So now phase 2 was going to have 2 individual tournaments where you can win money on each one individual, but then there's an overall prize. So the overall prize, they have a first and a second place category or whatever. First place gets like basically a sponsorship to fish the Bisbees, where the state of Baja pays your entry fee to fish the Bisbees, and you know, they pay for your travel and expenses and all that good stuff, and you represent the state of Baja
as a team.
As a team, they take your team down there. Yeah. So, no, I'm sorry, that was second place, and then first place, it's you represent the state of Baja in they call it the Big Game Trolling International or something like that, where every state in Mexico forms their team, and you know, they go and compete against each other for like an international tournament or
That's
whatever.
cool.
So we said, hey man, we already took first place at this first leg. Let's go fish Ensenada. Maybe we can take one of these, you know, first or second place categories. So we ended up hooking up again with Josue at Armada Sport Fishing. We got the same team again. This one was interesting, man. So Ensenada, you know, it's just the amount of life there isn't as abundant as Bay of LA. You got to work for your fish, man. Like you really have to work. And there's just one island right in front, and I feel like these fish are under a lot of pressure because there's a lot of boats, and they troll a lot there. They troll a lot.
But they're fishing to keep too a lot, huh? Like,
yeah, they fish to keep. You know,
So
there's a lot of
it's kind
local
of like
markets
going
and
to cat
sellers.
high traffic area.
yeah, it's
Yeah, just
I
like
think
cattle,
it's
yeah,
more
very
like
high
because of
traffic.
the restaurants and all that, right? Like, there's a lot of restaurants in Ensenada.
There's a lot of and
No,
it's so close. You know, it's so close. You can
yeah,
take a drive from San Diego and be there in 2 hours. You know, so this is funny, man. So we're fishing this second leg in Ensenada, and again, it's the same rules, same species, all that good stuff. However, there's certain species that are in Ensenada that are not in Bay of LA and vice versa. So the game plan was, hey, we have to hit these yellowtail or white sea bass really early. There's reports of white sea bass being caught in the kelp line. We got to get there early. After that, it's going to shut off. If we don't catch anything, we got to go to plan B. And then, we already knew that we were going to bank on getting pretty decent sized sheephead because the deckhand that we had has his honey hole. You know what I mean? So, dude, we're just scratching. We're scratching. We're throwing stick baits. We're throwing irons. We're throwing flukes. We're throwing everything. All we're catching are calicos, undersized fish. Mind you that each fish has to weigh, I think it's a minimum of 6 or 8 pounds or something like that in order to qualify.
Mhm.
So we're getting nothing, man. And at this point, we're like, fuck, dude, it's going to be a very competitive, tournament. So we get a radio call that there's, huge barracuda boiling up, maybe, I don't know, 8 to 10 miles from where we're from offshore. So, the captain says, hey, let's make a run for it. Like if we're gonna place, let's place at least one category and let's go catch these barracuda and enter the top waters or surface category. So we make the run, 45 minutes later or whatever. Conditions are a little choppy. We get there and yeah, dude, just massive boils of these big, big barracuda. Dude, we couldn't catch a fucking cold, man. Like we were throwing everything. We're throwing, we're working, we're casting. And the only one that was hooking up was the deckhand that we had in there. I mean, this guy does this for a living. You know what I mean? So he knows what he's doing. So we're catching, and even though you have a pretty lengthy barracuda, they don't weigh that much. You know what I mean? Eventually, we get one that's right, maybe like a pound over that minimum that we needed. Mind you, it's already maybe like 12 o'clock, 12:30 in
And
the
to get an
afternoon.
8-pound barracuda, it's big.
That's a
at
big
that point.
barracuda.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
a 4-foot barracuda.
It looks like a sea monster.
So we ended up getting the one and said, hey, well, we got the surface one. I think we have a good chance because for the boats that were there fishing those boils, none of them were in the tournament. So we said, hey, like, unless someone caught a yellowtail, we feel good. We feel confident. So we ended up going to fish the sheephead. We get a decent sized sheephead and we hear some chatter on the radio about folks talking about how barracuda weren't allowed in the tournament. The species didn't count. Started looking at each other like, what the hell, dude? We just burned 4 hours fishing barracuda. You know what I mean? Like, you're telling me that it doesn't count? And we were able to confirm over the radio. They said, oh yeah, no, we don't know why, but it must have been like a typo or something. They just forgot to add it. They said last year it was allowed. We're not sure why it wasn't added in the rule book this time, but yeah, barracuda is not allowed. So we're like, shit, like that's it. We kind of accepted, the loss at that point. We're like, dude, it's too late. I think the weigh-in was like at 3 o'clock. We're still maybe a good 40 minutes until we got within the vicinity of the scale. And I don't know, man, we're just like, dude, just keep on casting, let's just keep on casting and see what happens. And, we start coming in closer around like the Bufadora area, somewhere around there. Start getting closer into the bay. And then at a distance, we're casting. There's some birds that start working the top. See some birds. Again, this deckhand says, hey, captain, like, look at those birds up there, man. Like, something's up. Mind you, we're in an area that there's just no life. There's nothing. We start seeing these birds and we start seeing some action on the top, on the surface. And then we start gunning it. Dude, I kid you not. So my buddy Misael, he didn't have a surface rod or a surface iron tied up or a stick bait or anything to throw at the surface. So he was using mine throughout the day. And then Charles, dude, if we had a competition to sleep, we would win because all he does is sleep on a boat. He's gonna get mad at me if he watches this. But so he was laying down, taking a nap or whatever. And then we come up, we see the work happening by the birds. So Misael turns around and then I turn around and we both go to get my rod. And it was kind of like in the split second, like, okay, you use it. It's your rod. Let me get this other one. So he gets another one, dude. We both cast, like literally go like this on each other. He starts winding and boom, he gets an instant hookup, dude. He gets a blow up by yellowtail. It ended up weighing like 20, 21 pounds, which is really uncalled for in Ensenada. And dude, like, it was crazy. It was so epic that just changed the ball game for us. We ended up coming back into the scale, like pumped up, more than 50% of the teams didn't even have bycatch. Like they didn't have anything. They had nothing to present. So we go there. We're one of the first ones to weigh. Boom. You know, we're obviously in first place. We're like, hell yeah, dude, this feels good. This feels good. And then you start seeing those teams roll in, you know, with 15, with 10 minutes, 5 minutes left to go on the scale. And dude, some guy had I think it was like a 26-pound halibut or something like that. I was like, fuck.
Oh wow,
that's it. Like, dude, like it's not gonna happen. You know, we
so
we lost
halibut
this tournament.
counts for a bottom fish, right?
The halibut counted for the bottom fish, and then lean cod too. So obviously in Ensenada, there's phenomenal lean cod fishing.
Gigantic lean cod.
Big lean cod, yeah.
That's an interesting concept to be like, well, we're going to try our hand at sheephead or at a halibut or at lean cod, and then being like, well, my area is specifically, or not my area, but my area of expertise is in this fish,
is in this
fish, or in this fish.
Right.
Dude, that's
crazy, huh? And I think
how big were your sheephead?
It was like 8 pounds. 8-9 pounds. It wasn't nothing crazy, you know what I mean? We're just trying to place.
Still solid sheep.
Yeah, 8 pounds.
You're still solid, but for down there, I mean, you'll catch some gnarly ones. You know what I mean?
So you can get like 18-pound sheephead down there.
Hey,
damn.
Still.
Yes, and then the lean cod guys too. They came in, you know, some weighing 20 pounds, 20-some pounds, and we're like, fuck.
Dude, how big is the mouth on that lean cod?
Oh, dude, just massive, massive.
Sea dragons.
So the teams start coming in, and as soon as we seen them go on the scout, we're like, fuck, we don't even want to look. Just kind of close your eyes, go to the side. Dude, I mean, everything aligned, the stars aligned, everything aligned, dude. We ended up taking first place, bro.
Oh, nice.
We ended up winning that tournament too. The weight difference between first, second, and third place was each 1 ounce. So we won first place by 1 ounce. I think it was like 100 or 200,000 pesos difference for every ounce, bro. So it made a big difference. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we ended up we ended up winning the second leg, some jackpots and all that good stuff, and more importantly, we won that first place where we get to represent the state of Baja next year in that tournament. So
you guys are doing it next year.
Yeah, so it'll be next year. So whatever the team that wins this year will fish and represent the state of Baja next year. So I think they said it's either going to be I think Cabo or Jalisco or something like that. So I mean, that'll be fun. It'll be a good experience. And I think if you win that's when you go on to fish that international tournament, and that'd be cool. It's a cool experience.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's a tournament that we've been eyeballing, Charlie and Daniel. I can't remember the name of it, but we're not set in stone, but we're kind of hoping that PCS might fund a time on the water team. The money we make it, not PCS. First of all, PCS, if they want to fund a time on the water,
if they want to go ahead, right?
Yeah, but we're hoping that sales at PCS fund a time on the water team.
I think it'll happen, man. PCS is just, it's been, the success that they've had over the last recent years has been crazy, man.
We're gonna have
the amount of people that go there.
A little jar?
A tip jar, yeah.
Yeah, just a little like, make our dreams come true. Send it to Baja.
Yeah, we'll have the time on the water Baja go
send us to Baja funds.
Baja funds. What was the name of the tournament we were looking at, Charlie?
All of us drinking
I can't remember.
On the beach.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, Daniel, look it up on your computer.
I'll try and find it. I don't know if I have it offhand though.
So what are you guys coming up with anything new? Like, are you guys thinking about rods? Are you guys is that something in the works?
Before you answer that, I'm like, I don't like rod cases. My rods, they're rough and tumble. They get a little beat up, and that's okay. And then you guys came out with those new rod sleeves. And it's
Baja rod sleeves.
Now I gotta buy rod sleeves.
Yeah, dude, that was
so cool.
So that's a good question there, because I mean, once the brand kind of got up and running, it's very difficult to stay. I'm going to use the word relevant, and by that I mean staying on top of keeping new designs.
That is very true, man.
Introducing new designs, new products. So, we had the opportunity to build some rods. We did that. We actually ended up getting an account with Phoenix Rods. So we were actually a dealer, which was weird. It's like we're a clothing brand and we're actually selling factory rods too, and it worked. It was crazy. We had some that were wrapped with our logo. Those, it was a cool little venture. We started to accessorize, right? We started to get reel covers. So PCS previous year, we released our reel covers, but just staying staying
I
ahead of the
never saw
demand
those.
staying ahead of the demand was really tough because there was a lot of demand for it, right? And then we did the Baja rod sleeves. That was such an episode. And that was a roller coaster, sourcing all the materials and getting them ready in time and trial and error. And because this material, it's actually woven cotton. It's not just like regular. It's the authentic thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. It's not just
the
the print. It's not
no,
just
it's
the
not just
print.
it's not
It's
just printed. So
also one thing when it's like, let's make a T-shirt. Okay, well, we make T-shirts. We can do T-shirt stuff all day long. But when you start going outside of that, now you start relying on other people to
you start relying on other people, and then just the
help the demand of your
manufacturing,
product.
the production part. We ended up taking a lot of that in-house. Actually, when we first started with the idea, we actually had my mom in the shop. We have certain sewing machines that we use for different things, and she was in there grinding these rod
Dude,
sleeves out, dude.
you guys put your mom to work making her
Yeah,
over there making the sleeves.
Yeah, but we put her to work to do that stuff. And to be honest with you, it was a little overwhelming to introduce something new. And I'm always, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to be responsible. Like, I don't want to give something to somebody that's not going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
100%.
I'm introducing this new product. We're selling so much of it. Like, it needs to be tried and true. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's different things that we tried in the shop. We tried tearing it. We tried doing this. We tried doing that. I mean, so far, we're a couple months into the year. We haven't had anybody reach out and say, "Hey, my rod sleeve broke," or, the sewing got undone or something, which is very possible. But that was something new that we did this year. For this new year, we're just dropping new designs. We're definitely dropping new designs. We're only going to do a small release this weekend, or for all the holiday stuff and all that. But it's hard to do a brand new release for the holidays when you have PCS only, a few weeks away. You know what I mean? So yeah, PCS is cool, man, because it's at the beginning of the year. A lot of people get their tax refunds, and all that stuff. So you got cash.
They're out there spending.
Yeah. Oh, dude, seriously, man. So many people come and buy, and we'll have people that come to the booth and they're just like, "What's new? Give me everything that's new." And it's hard, man. It's hard to come up with new designs. Definitely hard.
I ran out of stuff last year and had to go to downtown, buy more T-shirts, and start making more T-shirts. And so the one day I didn't show up till, I think it was Saturday. I didn't show up at PCS till noon because I was spending the whole morning making shirts.
Yeah,
because I was unprepared.
Yeah,
not unprepared. I was like, this is a good amount.
No, yeah.
And then it's like it's gone.
Yeah, the response.
I can't
is crazy.
have 2 more days with no more inventory.
Our very first show that happened was the hall show after it was under the new ownership and all that good stuff. We had a decent amount of product, man. And the thing with us is that since most of it is done in-house at the shop, we're able to produce more, have stuff on hand and ready if need be. Dude, we literally sold out every single day. So I stayed back at the shop. I didn't go to the show till Sunday out of the 4 days. And every day,
more stuff.
pumping out. I remember the fishing syndicate was right across from us. And even when they see us, they're like, "Oh, are you guys prepared this time? Are you guys prepared?" Because, and it's not that we were underprepared. It was just a crazy, overwhelming response. But that was crazy, man. I remember that Saturday night. So I had a hotel for the guys, for us, to stay down there. I forgot what hotel's right there next to the convention center. Dude, we didn't check in until the last night. And it was at 4. It was 4:30 in the morning that we checked into the hotel, slept a few hours, and got into the show floor. Yeah, dude, we were grinding stuff out. We had people pass out on the floor trying to catch a nap and just grinding shirts. It was crazy, man. It was a crazy.
Yeah,
crazy deal.
We were just talking about it today. I was like, I'm sure I'm gonna end up having to make stuff in the middle of the show. I'm gonna have all the shirts here already, so I'm not losing 3 hours going and buying them.
That's our plan, man, and I can almost guarantee it's not going to happen for us. That's what makes it fun, It's like last hour, and you're still cranking stuff out, and you're packaging, and you're sealing, and you're labeling.
I don't even mind that. I just don't want to be making the run to go get stuff.
Yeah,
I
missed out on a good old In-N-Out that they do at PCS. They
Wednesday
night. They have PCS for the vendors, and I was at the shop getting stuff ready. So Hector and David were down there, and I was like, "Make sure you eat a burger in my name."
And that was the same
get
thing.
It for me.
Get
it.
On that too. I was working that evening.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been a few rides. I'm excited for the holiday stuff, man.
You guys are coming out with a holiday design?
No, just a couple new designs. And I mean, the retail sale of apparel is very seasonal too. I mean, there's people that buy throughout the year, but obviously when the fishing season begins, you'll get a big influx of sales. And then usually around every holiday, right? Because people just tend to expend discounts and deals and all that good stuff. But the holidays is it's a very important part of of the business for us.
Do you
So
guys do oh, I just lost the sun shirts.
we do. Yeah, so we have for that we have a
Do you make
manufacturer that
those
provides the
in-house too?
UPF. No. So we
Okay,
get
so
those
you do
those printed, they get manufactured, we get shipped in. So everything that we do in-house is going to be all of our t-shirts, all of our hoodies, hats, stickers. I mean it's a full-blown print shop. We actually print for a lot of people in the fishing industry too.
That's why I
Nice.
was that's why I was asking if you did sun
Yeah, some
shirts.
pretty notable, notable brands, and just people in general. So PCS, that's like PCS gets wild for us, man. So we're printing for people that are already selling on the floor, and then we're preparing for ourselves too, So it gets a little hectic. But yeah, if you guys
Speaking
ever
of,
need anything like that, let us know.
And you guys do stickers too?
Yeah, we do stickers. We have UV, we have solvent, and then we have those UV DTF ones, which or whatever. But yeah, we have them.
Yeah, I got a hold of some of those from a company to test out the UV DTF ones.
Yeah, those are cool. We actually started using
They
those.
looked. I liked the way they looked. It didn't. I put it on my mug with all my other stickers that go through the dishwasher and stuff.
Yep.
It didn't hold up.
Oh, really? So we actually started making labels for the rods that we were getting built for us. So we had our little Pura Pesca logo made out of
With
those
the
stickers, and
DTF.
then with the UV DTF, we would slap that onto the
Nice.
rod, and then obviously it was epoxy over. So it was epoxy over a UV cured sticker, so that worked great. We use Ed from Whopper Stoppers. Big shout out to him, man. He does an incredible job on rods. We have to hit him up to get some more built.
so
So
two
you guys aren't
things.
doing those anymore right now?
We'll have some. Yeah, we'll have some for
Oh,
PCS
okay.
only.
It's in batches, right?
It's in batches. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, like, I don't know if you guys have ever explored it or done it, but it's a fun thing to do. But from a business aspect, there's not a lot of money in it, man. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're selling like tons and tons of rods, but
Or if you're making it yourself.
or if you're making it yourself, man. But I actually tried wrapping rods. My very first one, I was like, dude, I'm gonna go all in, or else I'm going all out. I actually ended up doing a fade on a rod that I did, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna go through with it, and I did, and I was like, I took that thing apart. I disassembled the rod wrap machine. I was like, I'm never gonna do it again. You know what I mean? Let the people
You're like,
that
I
are good at
quit.
it do it. Yeah, no, it's just not for me. I
Nah,
tried
big
golfing one
props,
time too.
big shout outs to the people that do it for a living, man.
That do it for a living, man, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
I was
just one
hoping
little turn goes wrong and you mess up the whole thing. You know what I mean? So it's respect due where it's due.
I was hoping to make some Bay of LA specific rods coming up here for PCS. And after the trip I went on, it was like, all right, everything needs a little more tweaking before these ideas are ready.
That sounds
Kind
like
of like
a
what you were saying about not having that, like the product needs to be right.
That sounds like a marketing trip that needs to happen for you to test those rods before.
Right?
I think
Take a trip.
Take a
Maybe
tournament.
come see the shop.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, man. We're coming up to almost the end. Let's talk about big fish you've caught specifically. Do you fish calico at all?
I fish calico, yeah.
Nice.
Honestly, like I think
You fish calico and tuna aren't biting?
Pretty much. Dude, the tuna fishery has been insane over the past couple of years, man. Every time I've gone on a boat, like it's crazy the amount of people that I've seen catch their first bluefin. Where a couple years past, like you have people been fishing 3-4 years, have never got a damn bite. You know what I mean? So I think whatever's happening, whatever's happening down here is incredible. But we'll catch calicos when the tuna are biting.
But before you talk about your big fish, I just got because that brought up something when you said people catching their first bluefin. I was on a trip and this dude caught a bluefin and he started bawling, started crying his eyes out. And me and my dad went over to him. We're like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And he goes, "Man, this is my first bluefin. I was thinking about my dad because he would have never believed that we could have been just outside of San Diego catching bluefin. and he like the bluefin was a bucket list fish for him that he never got to catch, and it's just like I'm living my dad's dream right now.
Yeah, isn't that
And
crazy?
Well,
What it
way to
does?
make me
like
cry the last
what
minute
other
of the show, Luke.
what
Jeez.
Right?
what other sports are there where that kind of stuff happens? You know what I mean?
So the
Like
same
that
guy.
doesn't happen when people go play golf.
Yeah, seriously, huh?
Hey,
same
say
guy.
that to a golfer though.
I know.
I will say that to a golfer.
They'll
That
probably
doesn't
be like,
happen when you play golf.
I got a hole in one and I cried my eyes out.
That same
Dude.
guy, Chris, that I told you that came up with that whole Pura Pinches Pesca phrase.
Mm-hmm.
We did a trip with him, and not this November. It was last year November, and he ended up catching the jackpot fish on the boat, or probably like, I don't know, 150, 160 or something like that. And I mean, I don't know what the meaning was behind that fish, but I remember going up to him in the corner of the stern. He was crying, dude. He was looking at his fish and he was crying, and I was just like, dude, that's deep. Whatever's going on now is deep, man. So
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I caught my big calico, I shed a tear.
Dude, fishing
If
heals, man. Fishing is therapy. It's fun and all that good stuff, but there's definitely purpose behind casting.
But it's like
when
you
Charlie
talk
caught
about
his big calico, we hugged it out.
we did. It was like it's something that like you don't know unless you experienced it, you know? Like these are
exactly.
And then I was going through some stuff at that time, you know? And dude, catching that fish was just like, damn, I needed this, you know?
Yeah.
I needed this. But yeah, it's not cry. So what's your biggest calico?
Dude, maybe like 4 pounds on a calico. On a sand bass, I know a lot of people say sand bass don't count, but
right, Charlie.
Tell him, Alex.
Like right over 6 pounds on the sand bass.
Nice.
On the yellowtail side, maybe like 30 pounds. Then this is all eyeball stuff, dude. If it's a big fish, it's a big fish. I've never really been one to like, oh, let's see how much it weighs or whatever, you know. But you can tell when you caught an important fish, like you're able to like, oh shit, that was pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
You're like a little kid inside, but you don't want to show the emotion. At least that's what I am. I was like, oh shit, that was a pretty cool catch. My biggest bluefin is probably like 130. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I do 99% of it is more saltwater. I've done.
Have you caught a rooster fish before?
Never, dude. I've spent a lot of money doing it. I've never done it. I've never caught one. Yeah.
That's a bucket list fish for my dad and I right now.
Dude, I went to Puerto Vallarta.
Daniel just swims with them.
I can imagine. I went to Puerto Vallarta a couple of times, and I fished with an outfit out there, the Mar Sport Fishing. Really cool guys, dude. The father and son, outfit out there. And the very first time they took us, actually I went solo. I went out to La Corbeteña, that they call it. And we ended up catching like an 80-pound yellowfin. And I said, dude, the next time I come back, I want a rooster fish. Everybody wants a rooster fish, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we fished all day. We fished hard. We fished into the night. Bro, like we saw him. We could see the crest come up. We're like, fuck yeah, today's the day. Today's the day. Slackjaw, man, didn't happen.
Nothing.
So that'll be to be continued.
Daniel swam with rooster fish.
Really?
Dude, like we were throwing poppers, and one came up at my dad's popper and was like, nah, not today. And then another one, we were bringing in a Sierra, a smaller end one, and we saw like this 100-pound rooster fish just like swim up, chasing the Sierra up to the boat, and then like turn. My buddy was like, what was that? Was that a shark? And the captain was like, oh no, that's just a giant rooster fish.
Oh shit.
What's been like what's your biggest cabria? How big was the cabria?
Do the cabria, I would say maybe like 8 pounds or so. Me personally, I've seen the big ones, man. I've seen like the 15, 16 pounders. Those things are massive. Those things are giants. But, dude, you'll catch. You can hook a 3-pound, and it feels like it's a 30-pounder, man. Those cabria are aggressive.
Dude, the spotty out there are aggressive.
Dude, isn't that? Dude, it's
funny.
I
had a spotty full bendo on a 40-pound rod. It was like, what are you doing, you maniac?
One time we had the sabiki rigs, and we were making bait in Bay of Valle. Giant spotty, bro. Giant spotty that came up. I was about to take my phone out and take a picture with that shit. My captain gets it, just fucking throws it back in the water. This is bait.
Funny.
This is bait. I was like, bro, it's like we die for these out here. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Oh
when
man.
you go out, do you still make bait, or have you moved to all artificial?
We usually try to make bait most of the time, but I kind of just like not using the bait though. You know what I mean? I like the surface
on my
action.
trip we went all artificial, no making bait.
The stake bait game out there is really important. You gotta introduce to that out there, and then just the slow pitch jigging, man.
Dude, I would say
slow pitch jigging, light,
the vertical speed jigging.
yeah, the light tackle with the heavy fish on the end is pretty awesome to experience. So,
yeah, once I got the rhythm of the vertical speed jigging, it was like, okay, I'm liking this.
Yeah, you're on.
At first it was like I felt like
it's intimidating.
Like when you throw a baseball with
so
your
you're jigging and reeling at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, not like that though, like this. Like
How?
no. Well, you were going opposite.
No, I'm going. No,
it's a together motion.
So it's not like jigging
you're ready to go
like this.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I kind of end up like I feel like I'm doing this motion when I'm jigging.
Well, what they taught me, and it was like
it's like
game changer.
Slow flow shoulders or what?
Well, no, your up pump on the reel is what moves the rod. So you just hold it with your one hand, and it's the reel that's lifting it. No. And once I started doing that, instantly started hooking up.
That's dope.
Little adjustments make a big difference. That's crazy.
Well, like having someone who could say, "Hey, I see what you're doing. Change this."
Yep,
sure makes your day easier.
Yeah.
A boat full of fools that don't know what they're doing. Imagine.
Yeah.
Charlie, that's just a boat full of me and you, by the way. We've been there. We've done that. It's Luke behind the wheel, and it's just me and you on the bow.
That's how I started fishing. I got my boat and was like, "Oh my god, I caught a whitefish!"
You got a picture of a whitefish?
Dude, first trip out, I caught a whitefish. I was glad I didn't skunk.
He makes it look like this big,
counts, dude. That counts.
Hey, for reals, dude. For real.
Dude, we didn't know how to we were going to the kelp and drop our looping squid. It's like, all right.
Yeah, look at you now, bro.
Have you guys ever fished Clementi for bass?
I've only fished Clementi for pelagics. I haven't done a bass. That's
have you? Have you ran to?
I've been in the island, but for yellowtail and stuff like that, rockfish. But I've never done like a calico only Clementi trip. That would be pretty sick.
Let me know when you're ready. I'll hop on your boat.
How far have you gone on your boat?
I mean, I've gone pretty far, dude. A couple months ago, when the bluefin were kind of close out of San Diego, we went out there. Nice. Like 130 miles or whatever. Didn't catch anything, but went out there.
Hey, you still ran.
I have a 90-gallon tank, and I get pretty decent range with my boat. So
nice. Yeah, I got it. Mine's smaller. It's 18-foot with a 30-gallon tank. And I think our big trip was a 90-mile round trip.
Nice.
All right, fellas.
We'll have to plan it, man. Whenever you guys want, I'm down to do that trip.
Yeah, man.
I'm here for it.
It's gonna have to be a taco next year for sure. But Alex, thank you for hopping on, sharing your story, how you guys got started, man. Pretty cool to see. Keeping it true to the culture as well, which is amazing, bro. I like it, man. I love it.
Appreciate you guys.
Can't wait to hang out with you at PCS.
Yeah, man.
That'll be a good one.
And for sure. Can't wait to see what you're gonna come out with for PCS. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Shout outs to your brothers. And guys, if you guys stuck around this long, we appreciate you guys always.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll keep doing them. You keep watching them.
Charlie, what fuels it all?
Our love for fishing. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right, guys.
Peace.
See ya.
Thank you.